obviously like our friends who do paper stack, right? They're online market, like trading. I don't know exactly what that's called, but like trading platform. That's a great place for new people to look.
Yep. I agree.
And see who's on there. Like reach out. Hey, can I ask you some questions? Get to know people. I hate saying the same things that I hear from everyone else, but it really is the way. One of the ways that I found that I got my first couple of notes was through relationships. You know, a couple of people that I had known for a few months independently said, you know, what are you looking for? And I said, look, I'm really trying to get a couple of notes purchased so I can get learning about this in real life. And I have this capital and like, that's what I'm ready for. And one of them said, maybe, you know, let's partner and, you know, you have some capital, I have some capital, like, I'll bring you in, like, let's look at a tape together and see what we can buy together. Partnering is an awesome idea. I've offered that to people who I know that are, you know, at my level or below, like, let's do this together. And then the other one was, they said, look, I have a tape. I can't buy anything off of it right now. So like, let me broker these to you, which was amazing. Like the biggest favor, because I really was hoping for that timing to come through, and that helped me get going. And since then, you know, I've had other people reach out to me and say, I know you're doing this. Like I have this asset. So I get calls and emails about that, kind of from random sources, just literally just from meeting people and making friends.
And you know what? That's a big deal. If people know that you're for real, you've got money and you're actually ready to perform, that's a huge plus. Because the tire kickers are not worth the time, honestly. And I know that kind of sounds a little bit harsh, but people want to deal with people that are ready to go and are actually going to do what they say they're going to do. And so when you've got that and you're ready, then you get calls. People reach out to you and say, hey, I heard you got some money that you want to spend.
Right.
Do you want to buy what I've got to sell?
Yeah. And you know, everybody doesn't have like, oh my gosh, so like, we know that deals are out there, but then when they really do start coming across your desk, it's like, I just want more money to like, it's hard to let deals go by. So one of the things, like, how do I build my network? How do I pass these along? How do I make this happen? But that does happen for sure. And if you don't have your own capital, like figure out who you're going to partner with, get a JV agreement set up and have that ready to go. So you can just say, I'm looking to buy. If you have anything, let me know. I hope it's as simple as that.
Were there any gotchas that you didn't realize when you got into your notes and you actually live do it? You're like, oh crap, like I'm a little underconfident in this area where I don't know. Was there any of that stuff? And what did you do to get over that hurdle?
Oh man, I'm terrified. I think I fought well. Like, we'll see how they exit. This last weekend, I was sharing that, and someone who's been doing this for decades said, look, the problem, like, your experience is going to stay the same even as your level grows, you know.
Yeah.
If your stomach doesn't turn a little, like, you're not an investor.
Yeah.
So I definitely in those areas I mentioned, like foreclosure, insurance, bankruptcy, really want to learn a lot more about that. You know, the legal side, you know, when you have to deal with the attorneys about the stuff that comes up with borrowers, like I want to learn more about that. Even if that's not my role in the business, I want to be educated so I can, you know, manage that part with whoever I'm partnering with.
What assets have you bought so far? First, seconds? I know you bought
only first.
Yeah.
Yeah, only first. So I'm looking at my whiteboard here. I got everything so I can see easily.
Nice. That must be, yeah, that's awesome.
So what was your question? What assets have I bought?
Yeah, what kind of assets? First, seconds, performing, non-performing?
Yeah, I looked at first, non-performing. And all of these happen to be vacant with the deceased borrowers, and they're in foreclosure. So I like REO. I'm really happy with REO. I know everybody doesn't like that model, but it totally works for me. So even though that's not what I was expecting to start with, I am loving it. A couple of the assets I will hopefully price at foreclosure so that they'll go, because I mean, I want to turn my money faster, but a few of them I'm going to keep. So, and then originate notes from there. I think that's what I really like.
Which is also really fun. I like originating.
Yeah.
That's good. We got a flattering and potentially embarrassing comment. You ready?
Oh, who's it from?
Marco
Marco?
Barrio.
I love you, Marco. Let's have it.
Marco says, I had the opportunity to work with Candace on a potential deal. She has integrity. That's number one for me when choosing a partner.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. There's a lot of great people in this space, and no one's better than others. It's just different experiences.
Yeah.
And talking to everyone's a key thing. You know, people say, well, I listen to this person. Listen to everybody. There's so much knowledge out there, and it's all based on experience, based on what they've done, right? You could take someone that I've never dealt with, that I've never done with something with, and they're brand new, and they could teach me things. Mm-hmm. That's the cool part about this. Your first deal, you probably didn't have this fancy dancy calculator like we all have and all stuff. How did you pull that trigger and actually make that purchase and feel confident, or 50% confident that you're doing the right thing?
So, I mean, it's probably a calculator. I didn't build it, right? I got it from my training program. That's something that I paid for. What I have learned is that I don't understand how it works. And I know that, oh my God, Dave, my brain is not, you're just a freaking numbers genius. Like, you talk fast, you think fast, you know how numbers work. That's something that I want to learn to figure out, because I have this tool which will break it down for me, but I want to learn what's behind it so that I can make adjustments myself and things like that. So that helped me because I already knew what I was looking for and I had guidance. So, the person who's like, let me arbitrage these with you, I asked, hey, this is what I'm thinking for a bid range. How does that sound to you? I don't know what people are bidding. I don't know if people talk about that or not, but I don't know what things are going for right now. And so I said, here's what I'm thinking. They said, that sounds good to me. And it ended up working. So that's how I felt confident at first, but honestly, not 100% confident. It's scary. How is this going to go?
It is scary. It's money that you're putting out, and with the potential return somewhere down the road, 3 months, 6 months, 18 months, we don't know. And that's kind of the exciting part, but kind of the scary part, especially at the beginning, where you don't have the hands-on experience to know that, this really works. It really does.
Yeah, definitely.
So you approached this in Vegas about beginners and newbies and stuff like that. And the insight that me and Nathan gained from that is tremendous, because we don't know what other people don't know. And it's to talk at a different level sometimes is difficult for us, right? Debbie Anderson said the bid ranges for non-performing seems incredibly high right now. We're going to talk about that in a minute, because someone actually had a conversation with me yesterday. And we talked about what's hot right now. What's the good pricing? So Debbie, good question there. What we found out was that confidence was the core guide to success. If you're confident in the fact that I'm going to make a good bid based on good numbers, and then I have resources and tools moving down the line. I know who my servicer is. I know who my attorney is. My collateral is solid. I can move forward with the fact that the risk level is there, right? So for me, when we had that conversation with you, me, and Lorraine, was how can we help, right? But the problem is, at the same time, that these things get complicated, overwhelming. Like you said, your calculator does. Is there a way for new investors to kind of get into this without being overwhelmed with the calculator? Or are you going to decide, like, you need to learn this stuff, even though it is complicated?
I think having someone that you can check in with is crucial.